Strong winds in northern Colorado are causing anxiety for people living near a Chevron well that's been spraying a mix of water, oil, and gas into the air for 4 days now. Good evening. I'm Kim Christensen.
I'm Kyle Clark. Roughly a dozen people in Gailton, northeast of Greeley, have been out of their homes since Sunday night. And as 9 News reporter Colton Chavez explains, there's new concern for people outside that evacuation zone as well.
As strong winds blow across northern Colorado.
Yesterday was pretty calm, and today's got a little bit of wind.
What's considered usually unalarming weather for the community of Gailton,
Northern Colorado, southern Wyoming.
creates unease for Tanner Gilpin. His home isn't far from a Chevron well, spewing a mixture of water, oil, and gas.
It was semi a concern just because there wasn't a whole lot of information right away.
Weld County, with officials from Chevron and the Gailton Fire Department, say they hope to shut the release off by Thursday.
Come here.
In the meantime, just down the road from Tanner's house,
It feels like you just get a little bit of raindrop, a little bit of splatter on your face.
DJ Ditter and her father Stacy are feeling it.
He might be spitting a little bit.
County officials say air quality is being monitored. They say results so far are not concerning. But they say people with livestock should monitor their animals for potential impacts. DJ tells me one of the ways that she can check on these animals to make sure they're doing okay is by exactly what you see right here in front of you. She says if these horses weren't eating, if these bags were still completely full, that's how she knows there's a concern. For the community of Gailton, they hope a meeting at the fire station on Thursday will bring them more answers.
Oh, it's this, oh, it's that.
And hopefully an end to the problem. In Gailton, Colton Chavez, 9 News.
In Denver, there's plenty of excitement about I'm moving on to the next story, and we need to talk to Kathy about the strong winds.
That was interesting, though. I was with you.
We'll talk women's pro soccer in just a bit. My apologies, Kathy.
You can go before me. It's okay. It sounds interesting. You know what? I love I just love that Colton was up there with the chickens and the horses and walking around up there and kind of showing us what's happening. The wind was very gusty today in that area, out of the northwest to about 40 and 50 miles per hour. Things have really calmed down tonight. And it's a quieter night, a calmer night, and that will be the case again tomorrow. There's still some wind that we're watching over elevated terrain. We've got a gust of 40 over Loveland Pass and a gust of 20 in the Dumont area. But the winds, the trend will be for lighter winds. They'll come in out of a northerly direction as opposed to the north and northwest. This is all part of a weather system crossing northern Colorado. We started at 40 today, warmed to 73, way above average, and temperatures this hour are still very comfortable. Clouds are moving in from the northwest. We're still at 60 degrees. This current reading is about an average high temperature for this time of year. And the clouds will move out. We get clear skies and light winds, a nice temperature profile over the next couple of hours. And your weather headlines include the red flag warning has been canceled. We still have elevated fire danger and much more on the days with record high temperatures possible later in the week.
The women's pro soccer team that's coming to Denver is already setting season ticket deposit records. But the question now is whether the city of Denver should be spending tens of millions on a stadium.
9 News reporter Janelle Finch is joining us and breaking down that conversation and where the discussions stand now. Janelle?
The ownership group says that if the stadium doesn't get built, Denver could lose the team. But some people on city council say, should Denver really be fronting this bill on purchasing the land? Cities move on money. And if the city of Denver wants to move on a National Women's Soccer League franchise, it's going to take money. According to Capital Planning and Programming, it's going to take $70 million.
The investment of the $70 million, it goes to acquire the land that the stadium will sit on.
The city says the money would also pay for neighborhood connection and infrastructure developments. The proposal suggests using interest from the Elevate Denver bond to cover most of the investment.
Our Elevate Denver bond program was approved by the voters in 2017. It was a $937 million bond program.
But some on the council are worried about the return on investment. Council member at large Sarah Purdy says this isn't right for the city right now. She says the money spent will be needed to address homelessness and hunger in the coming years.
We are facing the collapse of global financial markets. And so I have to say, I don't believe that this stadium will ever be built.
The stadium is set to be built between I-25 and Santa Fe Drive. It would land in District 7. Councilwoman Flor Alvidrez's district.
I think this isn't enough of an investment in District 7, but it's something. I've had to visit many rec centers across the city, from Park Hill to Montbello to City Park, a Rudy Rec Center, and District 7 has nothing like those.
She says the conversation is bigger than just what Denver needs.
Women are not treated fairly, women are not invested in, and I think that that's something we need to take seriously.
She also says the investment leads to job opportunities and potential for affordable housing developments. She says the money can make it happen.
City Council was set to vote on this proposal today, but instead, just before the meeting, decided to table that vote to give Council more time to consider the presentation. Live in Denver, Janelle Finch, 9 News.
Tonight, House Speaker Mike Johnson punted on a key budget vote essential to advancing President Trump's agenda. A group of far-right conservatives are demanding Republican leaders agree to steeper spending cuts. Johnson said he had personally spoken with the president about the need to postpone the vote on the Senate's budget blueprint in order to make concessions to the group. Those demands remained late tonight, despite a lobbying push from the president himself. Johnson's next move is not clear, though GOP leadership sources suggested he may still force bringing the vote on the blueprint to the floor, daring Republicans to vote against the president. Markets surged today after President Trump paused most reciprocal new tariffs.
Trump backed down as the bond markets went haywire, presenting another threat to the U.S. financial system beyond the stocks that have been falling since Trump declared his trade war on the world.
I did a 90-day pause for the people that didn't retaliate, because I told them if you retaliate, we're going to double it.
Not included in the 90-day pause, China. That country's tariffs are actually increasing to 125% after China announced that it would put in retaliatory tariffs of 84% on U.S. goods.
They have shown themselves to the world to be the bad actors, and we are willing to cooperate with our allies and with our trading partners who did not retaliate.
Trump's backtrack pushed the S&P 500 to its best day since October 2008. NASDAQ had its second best day in history, and the Dow posted its best day in 5 years, with markets moving back near where they were before Trump created the market chaos with those tariff threats. New tonight, Windsor is offering to help people in town pay for groceries. The town just launched a pilot program to reimburse people for sales taxes up to $250 a year on groceries. You have to live in Windsor, buy those groceries in town, and make at or under 60% of the area median income. For a family of 4, that's about $66,000. People can apply on the town's website.
The Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office is looking for a man who hasn't been seen or heard from in 5 days. Thomas Albee has a traumatic brain injury and dementia. The 70-year-old was last seen on April 4th in the area of East Fremont Avenue, west of South Jordan Road. Doesn't have a phone, car, access to money. Today, crews launched drones over open space near East Broncos Parkway and South Parker Road and scanned miles of trails, woods, and residential areas. Still no sign of Albee.
New tonight, 3 Thornton police officers who shot and killed 2 people after a car chase into Lakewood will not be charged with a crime. Democratic District Attorney Alexis King announced that decision today. The shooting happened in April of last year. 3 officers in 2 unmarked cars spotted a car in Thornton with missing plates and followed it. Neither of the officers' cars had sirens on at the time. Investigators say the driver they were following eventually stopped, got out of the car, and fired a gun. From there, the chase picked back up, eventually ended in Lakewood. Investigators say 2 people, Desmond Castro and Toby Vigil, got out of a car. Officers shot and killed both of them. She had a gun. He did not. District Attorney says investigators considered one of the officer's actions unreasonable, said the officer couldn't see either person's hands, and didn't give any commands before the shooting. But the DA eventually determined a jury would be unlikely to convict. A man convicted of killing a Denver police officer and injuring another nearly 20 years ago will not go into a program that would have provided a path to early parole. Raul Gomez Garcia shot and killed Donnie Young on Mother's Day weekend 2005. He's currently serving an 80-year prison sentence, up for parole in 2053. He recently applied for a Department of Corrections program for juvenile offenders since he committed the crime when he was under 21. But the officer's family, along with law enforcement, urged the DOC not to allow that, and tonight the department confirmed he was denied because he didn't meet eligibility. He can reapply in 3 years.
Today, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office honored a four-legged hero. Deputies unveiled a statue of a canine Graffiti. The police dog was killed in the line of duty in 2023 while trying to stop an armed man on the Colorado campus, School of Mines campus. The statue of Graffiti stands beside the Rose Garden on the west side of the Sheriff's Office. Community members' donations helped to fund the project. The Denver Sheriff's Office says a deputy was assaulted at the downtown detention center. According to court documents, the deputy was completing rounds about 11 yesterday morning when an inmate ran up and punched him in the face. The reports say he hit the deputy several more times before the deputy got up and ran. Other deputies got a handle on the situation. The injured deputy was taken to the hospital, treated, and released.
Colorado State Patrol says somebody stole hundreds of pounds of marijuana from them. It happened in Inglewood April 1st. Roughly 600 pounds of weed seized in a highway drug case 2 years ago had been stored inside a trailer on the property. CSP says somebody broke through a fence and stole all that marijuana. It took the agency 3 days to realize it was gone. They're now upgrading security cameras and doing more walk-around surveillance.
That's a significant amount of marijuana that went back out on the street. Our job is to make sure that our community is safe, and this is an instance where we fell short in that. And you have my word and that of all of our members that we are going to work hard to keep this from ever occurring again.
If you're curious how many getaway vehicles you need to steal 600 pounds of weed, CSP is asking for help identifying 2 vehicles, a light-colored Chevy Silverado and a white 2007 Honda CR-V.
Colorado may become the first blue state to pass a measure Republicans across the country can't get enough of. Senate Bill 201 would require adult websites to verify users' ages before granting access. Options for verification include digitally sharing a government-issued ID or AI tools that analyze behavior and digital footprints. A number of Republican-controlled states have passed similar bills. The Colorado measure has received bipartisan support. Those in favor of it say it's about protecting kids, while critics say the bill threatens privacy, especially for LGBTQ and immigrant users.
Our purpose and our main goal is to protect children that we're seeing have such detrimental effects when they're accessing this pornographic material.
I think there are meaningful ways to protect kids from being exposed to material that is bad for them, and none of them involve giving companies like Pornhub more power to collect data about us.
The U.S. Supreme Court is taking up a similar law that's being challenged in Texas. Supporters of this Colorado bill say if that bill passes, it won't take effect until July 2026. So if they do need to make changes after the Supreme Court decision, they can do that during the next session.